N-400 application part 2. This is information about you, and that is the person that's applying to become a United States citizen. And we'll go right into it. It's pretty self-explanatory. You have your current legal name as it currently is. Any other names, or your name as it appears on your permanent resident card. So this must be exact to what it's been on the permanent resident card. And then, as any other U.S. citizenship or immigration USCIS form, they always ask you any other names you've used, and really the reason for this is so that they can run background checks on any additional names. Don't try to trick the system here or to bypass anything, because even if you don't give them any other names you've used, they will still be using your fingerprint. So there's other ways of getting at, past behavior of things that have happened. So I would be quite straightforward with the names here. If you've used more than 2 additional names, then you can put those at the very bottom in the additional section in page 20 of the form. And then on item number 4, it's asking you, do you want to change your name? Really, I mean, and if you do, then just you enter your new name here. On 5 and 6, you're looking at what's your current social security number, and then if you have a USCIS online account number. If you have one, great. So then that way you're able to follow everything online. And if you don't, then that's okay. You can leave these blank or put zeros or what have you, and then they will send you a USCIS online number with your what's called I-797 receipt. And so in that notice, they urge you to get a USCIS online number. And then there's some further identifying information, such as gender biographics, such as gender, date of birth, date when you became a lawful permanent resident, and that you should be able to lift that right off of your permanent resident card on the front. And then you have country of birth, country of citizenship, or nationality. And then 12 and 13 are really important sections, because they aim at whether you have any developmental disabilities or mental impairments that in essence prevent you from demonstrating your knowledge and understanding of the English language and or the civics requirements for naturalization. And so when you go to your interview, you will have what's an English test and then a civics test. And so the English test, it's really you're talking to the officer and you're asked to write a short sentence. And then on the civics side, it's a question bank of about 100 questions, and out of those 100 questions, they will take 10 of them. And so of the 10 that they ask you, you can get 4 wrong, up to 4 wrong. And so you need to be 60% right here, okay? And so now, if for whatever reason there's a disability and you cannot, perform in, the English language requirement or the civics requirements, then you answer yes here, you click yes here, and then you need to submit form N-648, which is the medical certification for disability exceptions, and we cover that in a separate video on this course. When you file that, so if you're saying yes, be careful. This should not be to try to bypass the English language requirement or the civics requirement of the test, okay? And when you do a form N-648 that a certified medical expert needs to complete and attest to, meaning they need to certify that, they need to vouch. Make sure that this medical expert is, it's not just a general doctor that you can ask. They need to be well versed in the condition that you are stating to the U.S. government that you have an issue with. Okay? And so, if you have a neurological, let's say for example, you have a neurological disorder, and that, it's difficult for you to understand English, or to maybe, you have like a impairment of your memory or something like that. You need a neurologist. You need someone that is well versed in that subject. Okay? And so, and we go over into the details of Form N-648. So for the vast majority of people, the answer on item 12 will be a no. So the checkbox will be no. But if it's a yes, then go to that section of the course, and we cover it in quite a bit of detail. Item 13, exemptions from the English language test. Okay, so there are three main conditions under which you can be exempt from the English language test. And so the first one is that you are 50 years of age or older and have lived in the US for the last 20 years, and that is as a lawful permanent resident. So basically, if for whatever reason you had other conditions, or there's criminal violations, things like that, that period is what's called tolled. So in essence, that period stops. Okay, so it won't be 20 years. So make sure that you've been a lawful permanent resident for at least 20 years if you're 50 or older. If you're 55 or older, then it's 15 years. Okay, so you're looking at 70 total. And then under C, you can be 65 years of age and you've lived in the US for at least 20 years. And so if that is the case, then you are also given a simplified version of the civics test. Okay? So C is a better alternative, but not everyone will be in this category. And that is part 2 of the N-400. We will jump into part 3 in the next video.